lesson 26, we're going to learn about 4 terms that are used when analyzing a set of numbers. And those words are mode, median, mean, and then finally range. Some of these you may have heard before and other ones might be new. Thankfully, the first one is really easy. Let's say that you had some numbers like this. Okay, so you had this bunch of random numbers. If I asked you what is the mode of that set of numbers, all you would do is look for the number that appeared the most times. So do you see the mode? Well, I see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2s. So 2 would be the mode of that set. Now, median is also fairly straightforward. It just means the middle number. So if you were to arrange these numbers from smallest to biggest, which number would appear in the middle? So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 numbers. So this is actually going to be kind of interesting. So that means that the middle is technically right there with 6 numbers on this side and 6 numbers on this side. So what do you do if there is no middle number? Obviously, if you had, let's say, the numbers 3, 4, and 7, well, then it's very easy to find the median. It's simply the middle number. But what do you do when there's not one number in the middle? Well, what you do is you take the average of the 2 middle numbers. So we're kind of jumping ahead here because mean actually means average. I know that you're probably more familiar with the term average, but mean just means average. So how do you find the mean, or how do you find the average of numbers? Well, you add the numbers together, so 5 plus 7, divided by the number of numbers. So 5 plus 7 is 12, and then we added 2 numbers together, so let's divide 12 by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So the median will be 6. And like I mentioned earlier, when there's an odd number of numbers, it's super easy to find the median. When there's an even number of numbers, you have to find the average of the 2 numbers. Okay, so now, like I said, we were getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. What is the mean or the average of this set of numbers? Well, let's go ahead and add up all the numbers and then divide it by 12 because we have 12 numbers. So let's see. This side totals to 15, and this side 42 plus, let's see, 6, 9, 796, and then we have 15. Hopefully you're following along and also calculating. So I got 811. What's 811 divided by 12? I got 67.58. And looks like they want you to round to at least 1 decimal point. So we could either say 67.58 or 67.6 would be correct. So let's put that over here. And that's kind of strange. Most of the numbers are very small, but it's this one big number, 754, that's making the average go up so high. All right, and then lastly we have range, and this kind of makes sense if you think of a range, like a cattle range. It has to do with the smallest number and the biggest number. What's the distance between them? So all you do is take the big number and subtract the small number, and we would have 752. So quite a large range between the smallest number, 2, and the biggest number, 754. So some new terms. Mode means which number appears the most. Median refers to the middle number. Sometimes we have to calculate that. The mean is the average, and you add up all the numbers and divide that by the number of numbers, and then range, which is what is the distance between the smallest number and the biggest number.